You're right. We just proved that I can be a successful explorer on my own. I don't need Kirith. She needs me. Let's return to the Brass Fortress so I can give Kirith a piece of my mind. After you talk to her first, of course.
There you are.
So much
I was
to
worried
do.
sick about you. Where have you been? Is Raynor all right? I've been pacing around the Brass Fortress, worried sick and waiting for you to return. He does he? I suppose that's only fair, since I saved a few choice words for him too. We're partners, and partners don't abandon each other over a minor disagreement. Anyway, thanks for helping my brother out there. I appreciate it.
Kirith, I have something to say to you. I'm your older brother, and I'm a genius. I deserve better than to be scolded as though I were a spoiled child.
Oh, you do you? And is this you not acting like a spoiled child?
There. You did it again. That's just mean. Partners don't treat each other that way. Or at least, they're not supposed to.
About time. I'm proud of you, big brother, finally standing up for yourself. That's what I've been telling you to do all along.
You... well, I mean, what did you expect? I always take your advice to heart. We are partners, after all. I should have done that ages ago. It feels good to stand up for myself and give my sister a piece of my mind. Now we can get back to exploring and being partners again, thanks to you.
I don't know what happened out there, but thanks for bringing my brother back. I suppose you had something to do with him finally growing a spine. I appreciate that too. Maybe now I won't have to worry about him quite so much.
You'll tell me this instant if there's truth to these rumors.
I have nothing to say on the matter, Officer.
Dreaming. Soil tablecloth. Virtue through design. Design through faith. By the word of Set, I am bound. Current status. Do not disturb. Apologies, but I am currently engaged in a task. Dreaming, flower garden, bird songs.
I can fit you. We even have a spare hammock.
Well met, traveler. What brings you out to Fell's Run? You know about Aunt Dulza? How? She's been missing for over 20 years now, ever since she set out to Craglorn to deliver a shipment. Steel and stone. We all suspected it, of course. Aunt Dulza was stubborn as a pack mule when it came to deliveries. When she never arrived in Dragonstar, still, can't help but hold on to hope sometimes. What? You managed to recover the Gro Morkel clan's ancestral sword? Let me see that. By Moloch's jawbone, it is the sword! Returned after all this time. Another reason we knew Aunt Dulza was dead. She'd never let that sword be lost. This means more than you know. The Gro Morkel clan had all but given up finding this sword again. Now we can finally return to Orsinium with our heads high. Thank you. Your actions deserve a greater reward than this, but it's been a slow year.
Don't just stand there, Scampfoot. Hide! Get down! Don't let those entrail suckers take you too! You really don't know anything about where you are, do you? That's the Brandfire Reformatory. Nothing good happens there. The Order of the Waking Flame cult takes people inside, and they don't leave again. It makes this one's fur stand on end. No, this one just saw the cultist force her sister Pebiha inside. If Tufe could fight, those kin-cursed cultists would be hanging above a lava flow by their ears. Tufe cannot help Pebiha now. Would you look for her? Tufe can pay. Pebiha's harebrained adventures have gotten her into trouble in the past, but being kidnapped to the Brandfire Reformatory? If Pibiha is unharmed, this one may just maim her herself. Please, find out what has happened to her.
Let's follow it. I wonder how many souls are trapped in this place.
To the postulates and prodigal returned, rejoice! You are on the path toward kindling the flame that longs to burn in your heart. As Dagon's hands are destined to cleanse existence with the fires of his truth, we are tasked with rendering all that is impure in your very core to ash. Keep an open mind, for the lies you have been fed will cause you to reject reality's true teachings. You are not alone. I will accompany you throughout every step of your journey. Be diligent, and together we will burn in his name.
while since any cultist went into the reformatory. How did you fare? Did you find Pibiha? Where is she? Is she all right? A note. What that means. My foolish sister. Always so proud. Here's your reward, stranger. You brought as much of Pibiha back to me as you could. Even with the pain they bring, Tufe is glad to have these words. It is not a surprise, but the shock of her death still hurts. My stupid, foolish sister. She just had to go to that meeting. Tufe should go back to Fargrave as soon as she can. She didn't tell her family where she was going when Pibiha disappeared. They must be so worried. This one came to the burn through the Plaza of Portals in Fargrave. With luck, she'll find the portal here still open when she retraces her steps. It's no use solving a problem that may not exist, so this one won't worry just yet. Pibiha never gave in to sorrow, and neither will Tufe. Don't worry, just because Tufe is cautious doesn't mean that this one has not had her own adventures. She'll manage.
The wisp led us to this door. Let's go through it and see what's inside. That looks like some sort of forge. I wonder if it still works. Did you hear that? It sounded like it came from the furnace. The furnace door is sealed tight. Why would my amulet lead us here?
Open the door. Your Emperor commands it.
The same voice from my memory. Emperor Morikar. There's a discharge labrum there. We need to find and charge some loose ends. All I see is a chunk of slag.
Release them. Obey your Emperor.
Before you... There's no doubt about it. The voice came out of that chunk of slag. And it sounds just like Emperor Morikar's voice from my memory. He wants us to free him. Do you think we should? You've seen this place. It's all about torture. I think they fused the souls of the Emperors into that chunk of metal. Seems like a fitting punishment for anyone who incurred Mehrunes Dagon's wrath. But we need to free them to talk to them. We need to ignite the furnace to melt the slag. I spotted 2 more discharge labrums. If we take that charge loosened and stick it in one, that might get us halfway there. We'll need to find a second lucent, though. There are 2 other discharge labrums. If we can find another Lucent, we might be able to ignite the furnace. I think we need to ignite the furnace to melt down that slag. Hopefully. I think we need to... The furnace has 2 other discharge labrums. Over here, there's a dynamis font. Let's charge that Lucent. That worked! The Lucent is charged. Now place it in one of the discharge labrums. Furnace ignited. Good job.
Released at last. Who must we thank for our freedom?
This is not freedom. No, simply a respite from the darkness. I remember the traitors at my gates, the blade of the usurper slicing through my flesh. But I hid them away. I did my best to fulfill the bargain. I am Leovic, last of the Longhouse Emperors. But who are you? You have the stink of the traitorous Varen about you. That snake. I knew he was coming. I knew I had to take action. Preserve the plan. Keep the secret. Salvage the contingency. It started with my grandfather. But it was my father who passed the responsibility to me. It was all part of the bargain the Black Drake made with Mehrunes Dagon. We would prepare the 4 ambitions, and in return, our family would rule forever. I took action. I moved the ambitions to new vaults, safe vaults. But before I could do more, the usurper murdered me. And how did Mehrunes Dagon reward me? Locking me away in a block of metal. And the secret of the Longhouse Emperors died with me.
An eternity of agony. This was not what the Prince of Destruction promised. I did everything the Black Drake commanded. Everything the High Priest instructed. And I gave precise orders to my son. So why the torture? And why is the weapon here? Daughter? You mean the weapon? Why have you brought her here? You cannot let her fall into the hands of Mehrunes Dagon. He reneged on his promise to us. I see no reason to keep our part of the bargain now. You did not know? The girl is one of the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. But she's not like the other 3. Oh, no. I made a few modifications of my own to the High Priest's ritual. She is not just an ambition. She is my contingency. An Emperor never relies on a single strategy. We were promised power if we delivered the ambitions at the appointed time, but Daedric princes are not to be trusted. So I prepared Mairead as a weapon that could deal with Dagon, should the need arise. My daughter, the 4th ambition, she's the key. Along with the other ambitions, she can call forth the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That was my contingency, in case the Prince of Destruction lied, and we needed to send him back to the Deadlands. The Anchorite? Is that what you call Mairead? Ah, use her. Her and the ambitions. Bring my vengeance to the Prince who betrayed us. Go to the Isle of Joys, a retreat not far from here. All the details are there. Ah, someone comes. My ambitions.
I'm an ambition? One of those people Lyrinth was talking about? How is that possible?
We are not property or playthings, Morcar.
Sombren, no!
You are what we created you to be.
You wanted a weapon? Then taste my power!
Oh, Sombren. Why?
Hey, friend.
I almost decided not to accompany Lyrinth, but now I'm glad she insisted. How else would I have gotten the opportunity to punish the Longhouse Emperors for what they did to us? Finding the last ambition? That's just a welcome surprise. I have no interest in more of their lies, and neither should you. I gave the Longhouse Emperors exactly what they wanted. My power. Besides, they'll reform in this place eventually. I just couldn't allow them to corrupt the last ambition. Those men were evil when they were alive. Do you think an existence of torture in the Deadlands would change that? The last ambition needs to learn from Calia and me. I sense that same power inside her that courses through us. We belong together. A fantasy. We can't hope to stand against the Prince of Destruction. Look, I've learned a lot since last we spoke. Too much to explain and too little that you would understand. It's time for the ambitions to take our destiny in our own hands.
I didn't think Sombren was going to do something so dramatic. You have to forgive him. He's been very intense lately. I'm not sure how else to describe it. When we first arrived in the Deadlands, he insisted he could help me control my powers, that I could practice without fear of hurting anyone. But lately he's been different. Almost desperate. He spends most of his time reading that strange book, searching desperately for answers. He's obsessed with our power, trying so hard to understand it. But the more frustrated he gets, the more he pulls away. And now, this. I'm worried about him. You must remember, the book Evely gave him, Lyrinth called it the Mysterium Xarxis. He's become obsessed with it. He's sure the answer to controlling our powers hides somewhere among its pages, and he pores over them at every opportunity. Not in the same way. I don't think he's having dreams or anything. Sombren's always been passionate, but since Destron died, his rage has been growing, and the frustration and desperation makes that rage harder, sharper. And what he just did, I've tried, but he wants to protect me. He doesn't want to burden me with the weight he's carrying. I think he needs to work this out for himself. I just hope he can do that soon, before he lets that rage and frustration destroy him.
I am not all right with what just happened. Lyrinth and I managed to find Sombren and Calia. We convinced them to come with us. But I had no idea he was going to explode those poor ghosts. Did I hear correctly? The Anchorite is the last ambition? That's just... Did you have any idea? Well, I guess that makes it easy enough. Now we know where all the ambitions are. Did you learn anything else before Sombren blasted them into non-existence? Wait a moment, I know that name. Remember Lyrinth had me comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents? That name was listed as one of their hunting retreats. But I couldn't find any other information. Do you know where it is? That's why the map didn't make sense. It wasn't a map of Tamriel. It's the Deadlands. All right, my friend. Let's go see what we can find at the Isle of Joys. Mehrunes Dagon could move against us at any moment. Sure. Let me know when you're ready to go.
That man, Sombren, he seems familiar. But why did he destroy the Emperors? There was so much more I wanted to ask, especially of Morikar. I can't quite bring myself to call him father. But what Morikar said, is it true? Am I an ambition? Maybe. But familiar or not, they're still strangers. We came here for answers. And while I learned something, it feels like all I got was more questions. Right. Morikar said the answers were waiting at the Isle of Joys. I have no idea where that might be. Look, your friend Everly wants to talk to you, and I need a moment to think this through. But don't worry, I'm with you to the end. I promise.
Are you ready to go explore the Isle of Joys?
You're one of us, Anchorite. An ambition. Do you know what that means?
I don't know a lot of things, it seems.
I can answer your questions. Come with us to a place meant only for ambitions. I'll show you.
No. We need to stay together.
I'm sorry, Lyrinth. I need to do this.
Damn it. That was a mistake that may cost us dearly. Mortals. Always so unpredictable. As annoying as that is, perhaps that's what keeps me so interested. You and Everly head to the Isle of Joys. See what you can find there. I will follow the Anchorite. I want to keep an eye on Sombren.